This is it, the flashbulb moment. That's me, Lila, standing front row at the Grandview Institute Gala, seconds before I betrayed the only person who ever truly saw me. I almost ruined Ethan Vance's life, but I saved my own soul. Before we get to the chaos, you need to understand, I'm the problem. I'm the girl my parents, the rulers of the massive Zenith Corp, shipped off to expensive schools hoping money could buy obedience. It couldn't. My latest act of morality resulted in drenching a spoiled rival with an irrigation system at Crestwood Prep. Expulsion. Final warning. Lila, you will never be CEO if you keep these morality plays up, my father screamed. But then, a miracle, acceptance to the #1 school, Grandview Institute. I walked through those polished doors expecting another snooty prison, but instead, I was immediately summoned. Headmaster Sterling was smiling, but his eyes were ice. "Miss?" he purred, sliding a manila folder across the mahogany desk. "You're not here to study. You're here for an assignment." My future, the only one my parents accepted, depended entirely on spying on the aggressively average kid in the folder, Ethan Vance. I quickly learned that following Ethan was an exercise in mind-numbing silence. He was a ghost in the hallways, a permanent shadow, allergic to attention. My mission was exhausting, professional, and dull. Until the day I defended him at the excruciatingly boring chess club. He smiled. Suddenly, the assignment vanished, replaced by genuine connection. He was quiet, but his observations were poetic, his humor dry. He made my hyper-pressurized world feel normal. Then I found his secret, a battered violin tucked away in a dusty theater loft. When he played, it wasn't just music. It was raw emotion. It felt like my insides were being exposed. I started crying. Me, the girl who hadn't shed a real tear since she was 5. He panicked and fled. When I caught him, he confessed the devastating truth. His music didn't just move people, it overwhelmed them, causing a severe reaction that he believed led to his brother's breakdown. "It messes with people's insides," he whispered. I thought I was helping him heal, but it just made it worse. Headmaster Sterling called me back, confirming my worst fears. He knew about Ethan's power and his guilt. "Suppressing this gift is unhealthy, Lila," he insisted. "The gala next month is his chance to heal. You need to convince him to play." The pressure crushed me. Failure meant instant expulsion, and expulsion meant being disowned, losing everything. I begged Ethan to play, using every manipulative trick I knew, arguing it was for his own good. He refused, his eyes full of pain and mistrust. Desperate, terrified, and seeing my entire future dissolving, I made the unthinkable choice. I signed him up for the gala without his permission. When he found out, his face didn't show anger, but a hollowed-out disappointment that pierced my heart. "Thanks for reminding me why I don't trust anyone," he stated flatly. I had tried to save him, but I had only succeeded in breaking the fragile trust we had built. Guilt consumed me. I went to the headmaster's office to confess my failure and beg for Ethan's removal from the schedule. The door was ajar. What I heard next froze the blood in my veins. "Everything's right on schedule," Sterling chuckled into the phone. The boy plays his little melancholy solo, the audience tears up, and boom, thousands of dollars fall into our laps. And yes, you'll get your 50% as agreed. He wasn't trying to heal Ethan. He was exploiting a deeply traumatized kid for profit, using his raw emotional output as a cash machine. I was just a pawn, but I wasn't going to be a pawn anymore. I sprinted back to Ethan, frantically detailing the conspiracy. He listened, utterly broken, But instead of anger, there was only a terrible recognition. "Of course, that tracks," he murmured. I realized I had been so focused on my own survival, I never asked what he wanted. That night, under the pale theater lights, he played a song just for me. It wasn't sad or heavy. It was pure, unadulterated, electrifying joy. The night of the gala, I saw my parents arrive, dressed like they were auditioning for a monarchy. They smiled, expecting to witness their daughter successfully executing a pivotal Zenith Corp test run. Ethan walked onto the stage, looking small and fragile. His bow hit the strings, and the air immediately thickened with sorrow. The audience wept, reaching for their wallets, and Headmaster Sterling glided through the rows, collecting checks like a vulture. I had a split second to decide, inherit the empire or burn it all down. As Ethan's sad melody reached its crescendo, I stood up, screaming over the music, "You're amazing, Ethan! I believe in you!" Ethan froze mid-note, then a ghost of a smile. The music detonated, changing from deep, heartbreaking despair to something vibrant and electric. The audience stopped weeping. They started dancing. Headmaster Sterling rushed toward me, his face crimson. "Lila, what have you done? The donations are stopping. This was the proof of concept for the emotional music activation tech." And then, the ultimate betrayal. My father was beside him, seizing my arm. The person on the other end of the line was me. "You had one task. You've ruined the investor presentation." It all clicked. My parents hadn't sent me to Grandview to fix me. They sent me to activate their proprietary emotional manipulation tech. I was the bait, and Ethan was the product. I looked at the stage, watching Ethan reclaim his joy, and realized the CEO title was worthless. "Stop telling me what I mean," I declared, pulling my arm free. "I don't want to be the CEO of Zenith Corp. I want to work on something that helps people, not manipulates them." The next morning, I walked into Headmaster Sterling's office, ready for the axe to fall. But he looked defeated, his empire crumbling. "You're not being expelled," he rasped. "Your parents, they've agreed to support your transfer to any school of your choice." Maybe the chaos I caused finally made them see me. But I didn't want to leave. I had a social activism club to start. I walked out and found Ethan waiting. He stopped me, his brown eyes clear and confident. "I'm really glad you followed me, Lila." I grinned, finally choosing my own path. I didn't need a mission to save someone. I just needed to stop chasing who I was supposed to be and finally start choosing who I wanted to be. Triumphant, upbeat music fades out.